Hello and welcome to On Air-Deraan. I'm Freddie.
And I'm Vojta, and this is going to be our first non-TV show specific episode, I suppose.
Yeah, today we're going to be talking about the multitude of announcements that came from yesterday's press conference. Well, it was a press conference, it was a shareholder...
It was an investor meeting?
Yeah, investor meeting.
It was the gathering of all shills, in other words.
Shills.
No, wait, this would be the literal opposite, wouldn't it? This is who Disney is shilling to.
I think it's gathering of the Disney simps.
Well, no, this is the gathering of Disney simps.
That's true, yeah. Well, they announced quite a lot of things that I completely knew as well, which I was quite happy about.
Yeah, my feeds were absolutely exploding with like, is this the best day in Star Wars history? Which, let's face it, until any of those come out, we should probably still be not that simping over everything.
I guess, but I'm excited still. I was watching Band of Brothers while all the news was coming out. I was like, well, I want to be watching Band of Brothers, but I also want to know what's happening. But I also want to keep watching. But I also want to know.
Yeah, it's a bit random. Well, I was sleeping while it was coming out, so who knows who had it worse.
You're not allowed to. Don't you know that we're part of a Star Wars news and entertainment podcast now? You are legally obligated to be awake 24 hours a day.
I think technically this is a TV show and comedy podcast, not news.
Oh yeah, that's true, because this is the first time we talked about news. Okay,
yeah.
Fine.
But I get it. Like, if it wasn't 2 a.m. when it started for me, I would have stayed up.
Yeah.
Like last year when we live Facebooked... Was that last year? It was, yeah. Spring 2019, when we live Facebooked the celebration and annoyed everyone. Because we did it on a society group chat.
Yeah, it was one where I would say more than half actually didn't like Star Wars. Which
yeah, it was literally 2 out of 60 people talking about it.
Yeah, no, I would say 3 or 4, maybe.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Ben.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't think anyone
His birthday
was.
yesterday.
That's nice.
Yeah. I suppose that we should have some structure to this episode. I suppose I don't even know what
this is news, but who needs structure? Let's just take it off the top.
Well, yeah, we
were
going to talk
first
about
TV show that you remember.
The first TV show I remember was the one I was thinking of recently was Visions, which was the...
That's the same one I was thinking about.
Whoa!
There's some Force shenanigans going on right here.
Yeah, I mean, Visions sounded really interesting to me because it was. It's going to be a sort of anime anthology type thing done by a load of Japanese animators. So it's going to be like the Animatrix of Star Wars.
Apparently, it's meant to be like the who's who of animation in Japan.
That's cool.
Even though I wouldn't be surprised if they brought in that person who made that TIE Fighter short anime a couple of years back.
That was brilliant.
That was, if you haven't seen that, look it up on YouTube. It's going to be very easy to find. It looks glorious.
A lot of people have re-uploaded it, which is a bit sad. But it's very good. I remember when he released his first version that had no audio.
Oh, kind of like that Mummy 2016 trailer.
Oh my god. When I first saw it, I just assumed that was how it was meant to be. Because it was in the cinema when I first saw it, I think.
With the bad audio?
I think so.
Surely not.
Oh, it might have been on my computer, and I'm just mixing the two.
But if you haven't seen that one, also track it down. It's Tom Cruise just screaming his lungs out. It's so funny. It's also the weirdest scream ever. It almost sounds like it's one of them, but it's looped, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's hard to describe. What isn't hard to describe is what I think might be really cool about Visions, the animatrix of Star Wars. And none of this is confirmed, by the way. This is just my fan casting for directors and stuff.
Yeah.
Which Freddy will just probably not through because he's the resident non-weeb of our house.
Yeah, I just know that people in Japan do draw. And that's it.
That's a very niche knowledge by itself. Not too many people draw anymore.
Well, I think you should be proud that I do classify it as a kind of art.
That is good. That is good.
Sorry.
Even though we're all degenerates, it's still art.
It's true.
It's both. Both is good.
Both is good.
Anyway, my kind of fan casting for this, which will never happen, by the way. All of these people are way too high profile to do a one-off thing for Star Wars. But two things, at least, that I would really like to see was, and this might be one of that even you have heard of, Freddy, was a Studio Ghibli version of Yoda's time on Dagobah.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. Though I am a bit offended that you said maybe even you would know this. Like, of course I've heard of Studio Ghibli.
You mispronounce it, so you obviously have never heard of it before.
Said that. I know that it's
No, you just stuttered.
That's not fair. I knew like there was a whole debate about is it Ghibli or Ghibli, and I know that
technically it's Ghibli.
Ghibli. Then why is it like
but no one
half
cares.
of people are saying like, oh yeah, if you say it Ghibli, you are a degenerate. I was like, well,
because people are stupid and gatekeepers and shills for someone who isn't Kathleen Kennedy.
What a shame. What other directors or whoever studios would you like to be involved? Oh no, actually no. You could go on about your Yoda.
Well, there isn't that much to say about it. Like, if you've seen like one Studio Ghibli film, you probably can imagine what this would be about. Just a chill and very strange look into kind of like a very uneventful day in Yoda's life on Dagobah. Just all the strange stuff that is happening in the jungle. Just Yoda doing laundry and eating roots and having hallucinogenic visions into that Death Star cave, Dark Side cave. It wouldn't be about anything, but it would look nice. He says
hello to that giant fish. It would look nice.
Yeah.
Better see
that is basically what all Ghibli films are about. Just being chill, nice, and not much happens. Yeah. Sorry if that offends you, but that is what those films are.
I've heard that Earthsea film is shit.
Yeah, that was made by the son of the director of most of those films, Miyazaki. Yeah. Apparently, Miyazaki walked out of that film.
I heard that they really did the author a disservice because the main guy sort of made it seem like he was going to do it, and then he just gave it to his son, who that was his first directorial debut.
That was kind of, as far as I know, the start of like the discourse that Ghibli may not be as great as people give it credit for.
Yeah, well, at least the films look nice.
At least the films look nice, and this would look very nice indeed.
Yeah.
A second thing I thought of, and this is kind of a cheat because it's not really an anime director, but it would be like designs from probably my favorite author, Eiichiro Oda, who's the author of the One Piece series, which is about very weird pirates. And there is one very weird pirate in Star Wars that I would like to see be done something with. Obviously, everyone's favorite Hondo Onaka.
Yes. Who doesn't love Hondo?
Probably that pink raspberry-looking guy. Or were they friends in Rebels?
What, Asmorgan?
Probably.
Yeah, Asmorgan does not like Hondo. He's from the same planet. No, his species is from the same planet as Kanja Club.
Oh wow, the guys from the raid.
Yes, who don't do any
martial arts. Or were they the Kowakian Death Gang?
No, the Scottish people was the other Death Gang thing.
I keep calling Kowakian. I know
that's the monkey lizard.
That's Salacious Bee Crumb.
Yeah, the bee is
very important.
Oh god!
Can you hear the cat, by the way?
Very slightly. See, that's ambience.
Should I do something about that?
No, just say it's a space cat.
Yeah, it's actually one of the Zygerian that I have locked up in my house.
Well, makes sense. Zygerian child.
We'll get to them.
We will. Maybe.
Why didn't I just say a loath cat? Why did I have to say Zygerian?
Yeah, it's like the loath thing goes. Where's the loath mice?
Ooh. Interesting.
For the loath cats to eat.
Imagine like a loath mammoth.
Loath mammoth, oh my god. I noticed that the loath cats in Rebels aren't even like pink like they are in The Mandalorian.
Are they? I thought they were like white, like beige.
They're like grey.
Well, it's all about the environment and the makeup of their food. It's like flamingos. If they didn't eat crustaceans, they wouldn't be pink.
I wonder how one can make a flamingo blue.
A blue crustacean, probably.
Blue crustacean.
Like pistol shrimp, aren't they red? Blue, I mean.
I don't know.
Or like the shrimp that punch so hard that
a
they
mantis
make
shrimp.
like a second mantis shrimp.
They
perhaps,
can see
yeah.
like hundreds of colors or something.
Whoa.
Yeah.
We've gone really off topic.
Okay, back to
Visions.
Visions. I think it will be interesting for Visions. Like, I kind of disagree with some of your things. Like, I would rather we don't see anything new, like anything that we already know. I would like to see new things.
What exactly do you mean?
You know, like how I would like to see formation of like, or something to do with like the Jedi, like in the thousands of years in the past. I'm thinking like, you don't like Halo, so I was thinking of like Halo Evolutions, which is an anthology, and it goes over a load of different things, and it's in a load of different by a load of anime directors, and there's one where it goes over like all of galactic history and the formation of like all the Halo rings and humanity and the Human Covenant War. And then there's another one that goes on about like a mission, and then one that goes on about a child abduction to make the Spartans like Master Chief and all that. And there's loads of different like kind of new angles and things. We hardly see anything familiar.
Sounds a bit to me like Dawn of the Jedi, but like one of them would be the Dawn of the Jedi. And not the.
I can picture Dawn of the Jedi in like a interesting sort of stylistic short movie type thing. Like
kind of like in Rebels when they showed the history of the Darksaber.
Yeah, but just longer and like with more money put into it.
Yeah. Or the history of the Deathly Hallows in the Deathly Hallows.
Maybe not that stylized. So yeah, as I was saying, I think they can go on for Visions as long as they want in the foreseeable future, because like if it's an anthology series, there can just be new stories, new styles, for however long they want, and they can tie in with new films. They can be completely new. They can set up new eras and stuff, like the High Republic or the Higher Republic or the Low Republic or the Lower Republic.
The Mesozoic Republic. The thing is, they could do that because they wouldn't be tied to anything, but the thing with anthologies is I don't think they're that popular, or they don't have that much legs to them.
I'm doing a big frown right now.
Yeah, I mean, as cool as they would be, like, remember how well the anthology films went? Remember Rogue One and Solo, and how there meant to be like 7 more, but there's
going to be one more now.
Solo. Yeah, but it doesn't have a Star Wars story in the title, which I don't like.
I don't think anyone ever liked. I preferred it when it says a Star Wars anthology. Remember when Rogue One was announced and it had that?
I don't.
Well, it did. That's what happened when it was announced.
I think I do remember it changing names quite a bit. Was it called Red One originally?
There was a whole movie called Red 5. That just never happened.
Oh, the Luke movie.
I have no idea. What on earth was it?
Who knows? Since we're touching up on Rogue Squadron, should we move away from Visions?
Yeah, we talk about Red Squadron, but let's talk about Rogue Squadron, a new movie directed by the director behind
Wonder Woman.
Can't remember her film. What was it? It was a pretty big Wonder Woman. Yes,
Wonder Woman and Wonder Woman 2. Of course, Her name is Patty Jenkins, which Freddie knew all along, because he's not a misogynist, right?
I just subverted your expectations. I watched the heartwarming video on her Twitter last night, so I'm 100% not misogynist.
Yeah, I also have female friends.
That's not what...
do tell us about the video on her Twitter, because I haven't seen that, honestly.
Oh, so now he's the misogynist. Well...
Still you.
Well, in it, she was like rollerblading, and she was like talking about how her dad was a fighter pilot and how she always found it really fascinating, looking at the jet fighters and all that. And then like how after her father was killed in action, she wanted to make a film, the best like fighter pilot film ever, but she had never found the right story to do it until now. And she describes this as this film as combining the two things that she loves most. Well, probably not most, but Figuratively.
Star Wars and Red Tails.
Star Wars and Red Tails, yes. Her favourite film ever. The film
Imagine
by
if
George
this
Lucas.
was just a shot-for-shot remake of George Lucas's Red Tails, but with lasers and space masks instead of people.
I'm pretty sure that film was meant to have some subtext, like civil rights subtext, right?
I guess so. Wasn't Red Tails like an all-black squadron, or
Yeah, it
mostly
was
black
like
squadron?
pretty big for the time.
But as far as I know, and literally all I know about this film is from the
Red Letter Media.
Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry Media review.
Yeah.
Why is Red Lorry, Yellow Lorry easier to say than Red Letter? But yeah, it didn't quite work out. Well, this is most likely going to be a lot better, though.
Yeah,
Because, honestly, I haven't seen Wonder Woman yet.
You haven't seen Wonder Woman?
I have not.
I'm so... Wonder Woman is good, apart from its third act. Its third act is pretty bad, but
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is by all means like one of the best comic book movies that was made, as far as I know. Definitely the best DC one.
Yeah.
At least up to that point. And the biggest problem is like that people have is like emblematic of DC films. A bad third act with a grey CGI villain.
Yeah. Well,
and
unless
this isn't a DC film,
unless Masamida comes out in a Gundam, and they have to fight him.
God. Why Mazamida?
I don't know. It just came into my head.
He's not even grey. You could just say Rook.
No, I mean the Gundam's grey because it's the Empire.
Ah, yeah, it is. Well, we don't really know when Rogue Squadron is set.
Well, Voiter, if you look at the logo, it clearly shows I believe is T-80, is it 85 X-Wing? You know, basically the one from the sequel trilogy. I almost certainly got the number wrong.
Oh.
There's a sequel trilogy X-Wing. So, is it post Rise of Skywalker? And Kathleen Kennedy was talking about it as if it was set in the future of Star Wars. And it's possible we might get Dennis Lawson reprising his role as Wedge, you know, grieving his adopted son's death at Exegol and training the next generation of X-Wing pilots.
You know what? About a month and a half ago, I would have been very skeptical of what you just said. Because Star Wars doesn't care. But as we've discussed in previous episodes about Mandalorian, and we're going to discuss on today's... the episode that we're going to record today, they do now, so I wouldn't be surprised if they finally address that
the fact
Wedge's
that he just dies.
adoptive son, Temin Wexley,
His name's
died.
Temin?
Yeah, his real name is Temin.
Temin? Sounds so weird.
Was it Tomin?
Yeah, either way, he dead.
Snap Wexley.
Snap Wexley. I just assumed his first name was Snap.
No. They call him Snap because he snaps his fingers when
I've never
he's
seen him do
focused
that.
or something.
When has he ever done that in the friggin' films?
In the
books.
In the Aftermath books, yes.
You can't even
where
see
he's from.
him snap his fingers in those. It's a book.
Well, you are told about it. That's enough, probably.
Yeah.
I don't think he even does that in the Poe Dameron comics, but
Great.
who cares about the
I'm
comics?
called Snap Wexley because you know, at my previous school, everyone thought I was really cool because I snapped my fingers. So just call me that, please.
It's short for Snapthony.
Snapthony.
Anyway.
I think the Rogue Squadron film should be interesting. It's a film, after all.
Not just a movie.
A Star Wars movie. I
And
guess
cut.
we should go to another film that's like possibly some set after the sequel trilogy. Not sequel trilogy, after the original trilogy. So there's the Rangers of the New Republic film.
Which
TV show. Sorry.
Really cool, by the way. That logo, that looks also like very like World War II pilots.
Is it bad that I just think of Buzz Lightyear? And they announced a Buzz Lightyear Space Rangers movie as well.
Oh god, is that also called Space Rangers?
Something like that, yeah.
And you're right that the logo is not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
Yeah, this show is going to take place around the same time as Mandalorian.
Yes, if
And
not
another,
at the same time, at the very same
Yeah.
time.
And another series that we're going to talk about fairly soon.
Yeah, also is.
Of all of these, this one might be like the most intriguing to me because like
Really?
kind of like the Netflix Marvel shows kind of all were building up to a shared event. These three are apparently building up to something big, which is probably something that was already set up in Mandalorian. The thing that Carson Teva was warning Cara Dune about.
Yeah.
As we're going to discuss a little bit later, maybe.
It's
and which may or may not be Thrawn.
I think it might be, I guess. But it seems like either this show is going to center around Carson Teva and like those X-Wing guys, but I've heard people say that it's going to be a Cara Dune thing. I sort of don't think it's going to be a Cara Dune thing.
I don't think that it's going to be centered about Carson Teva. Whoever they get, it's probably going to be like someone who's like
he is an actor.
He is an actor, but he's not like a draw. If it's someone, it's probably going to be someone who's like more established and like, you know, Disney. It's a business. They're going to want like a young, attractive lead for their new shows.
What if that's what Winter Soldier was starring in?
Sebastian Stan?
Yeah, what if he's going to be the Ranger of the New Republic?
Why would that be the case?
I don't know.
If he's in this, he's going to be playing young Luke.
Yeah.
They're not going to do this. Although I wouldn't be surprised
Luke.
if they double dipped with more people with the MCU because they're doing it the other way. Because bloody Oscar Isaac has been confirmed to be playing Moon Knight.
Yeah, that's true. That could be interesting. Chris Evans as
he's Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, that is true. Yeah, in the Buzz Lightyear movie.
Yeah.
I think we should talk about the other show that we do know an actor tied to it. So that is the Ahsoka TV show.
Yeah, it's led by Rosario Dawson.
Indeed.
Of course, Ahsoka is the third series that is going to tie into that big overarching story. And we do know that she is looking for Thrawn.
Yeah.
So it would kind of follow logically.
This does not seem like the Rebel sequel series because the title is only about Ahsoka. So
do you think that they would put like Ahsoka and Sabine in the title?
I would think they'd just call it something else.
Like the search for Bridger.
I don't know. It's not our job to come up with a good title, and to be honest, whoever's job was to come up with most of these titles should get fired. That's enough. They're all just names. They're all just names. We'll get to this.
What, a droid story doesn't sound like a good title for you?
Oh yeah, what am I, mad? They didn't even... yeah.
If Toy Story works, why not a droid story? It almost rhymes.
My only problem, I guess, with the Ahsoka and Rangers in the New Republic stories is, like, the fact that they exist, is that it just means, like, the Mandalorian just stumbled upon this show twice. You know, he stumbled upon the Rangers of the New Republic going about their adventure that you will see in episode 4 of season 1. And he crossed paths with Ahsoka. That happens in episode 3. It's like, I mean, it's a bit annoying that Mando was like coming across these other people. They're gonna have nothing to do with his story ever again, by the seams of it. Yeah. Well, I mean, until the end.
It's seeming a bit more suspect that it almost feels like season 2 of Mandalorian is going to become the Iron Man 2 of the Star Wars shared universe.
Yeah, well, at least it's not the Iron Man 2 of being bad.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of the point. Like, even if they're spinning off, like, literally everyone from this show, at least it's good. At least the way that they stumbled upon each other furthered the plot. Not quite as much with Carson Teva, but with Ahsoka, it definitely did.
Yeah.
And it's not just filler. Oh, look, suddenly he ran into Lando because Lando is doing a thing. Let's talk about what Lando is doing. And it's not like they're spinning off literally every single one of these shows from Mandalorian. It's just the 2 other shows that are going to be taking place in like similar locations with similar actors, well, similar characters rather, just to to launch like a little tighter bubble within the bigger universe. That's a bit of a mixed metaphor. It's going to launch a bit of a star system in this bigger Star Wars galaxy.
Yeah, but you got to remember, the more systems that are in Disney's fist, the tighter Disney clenches, the more that will slip through their fingers, slip through Kathleen Kennedy's fingers. They'll lose viewers. I'm kidding.
Yeah, but at least it feels, at least it kind of seems like they have a much better grasp of what they're doing.
Yeah, like rather than before, like when they were just
trilogy,
and when they were just announcing things. Remember, like a couple of years ago, when they were just announcing everything. They're like, "Oh yeah, there's going to be this film and this film and this film and this film," and they all got cancelled. There's going
to be a Boba Fett by Josh Trank, and there's going to be an Obi-Wan thing, which there is now.
But there is now, but I
now
now
believe really still skeptical about
I'm
this.
no longer skeptical about the existence of an Obi-Wan TV show.
Okay.
But I kind of was for a little bit. But
before we talk about that show, we should maybe point out the logo of Ahsoka.
Oh yeah, it looks...
It looks a lot like the glyphs from the World Between Worlds that we've seen in Rebels.
Yeah.
The question is that just because she has something to do with that and it looks cool? Or is the World Between Worlds going to play a part?
I hope not. I hope that it's just style, or that it's going to be a post-mortis thing. So it might just be like where she was from when she survived on Mortis to Rebels epilogue.
Maybe, but then it would be a bit strange why it's tying into Rangers and Bando.
Yeah.
Maybe it takes place in 2 timelines.
Whoa, flashbacks.
Kind of at the same time.
Yeah,
maybe. Flashbacks. Maybe whatever she's doing was very much involved by Mortis. Or what happened on Mortis. Wait, Mortis?
Perhaps.
Wasn't that Malachor?
Oh yeah, Malachor. Why am I saying Mortis?
Mortis is where the brother, sister, daughter, son, or whatever their names were.
Ignore me saying Mortis.
I mixed them up as well.
Yeah, she did die on Mortis.
She did, briefly. And she pretty much died on Malachor too.
Yeah?
Sorry, Malachor 5.
Ooh, I think it's just Malachor in canon.
Yeah, probably. Malachor 5 is what it's called in KOTOR.
And now for the TV show, the sort of short TV show that I was quite surprised was being made. And that is the Malakili TV show about how he found the Rancor and raised it to be in Jabba's palace. And then presumably will end in a heartbreak when Luke kills it in episode 6.
Unless it's revealed via this show that just before the Rancor died, he was rescued via the World Between Worlds, and is actually a part of the Crimson Corsairs crew in the post-Return of the Jedi world.
No, but really, let's go to another one that's actually real.
This one, if you couldn't tell, is not real.
No. They'll make a Prune-Face show before a Malakili show.
I wish. I mean, who says that he's not going to be in a droid story?
A droid story.
That one, I think, got me most by surprise because, like, why?
It's going to be live action. It's going to star Anthony Daniels, presumably as C-3PO, and R2-D2.
Apparently, they meet a new friend or a new hero, and they mentor him or whatever.
Now, I'm going to be real. I do not care about this at all. I don't like Droid Tales. I don't like Anthony Daniels. I like C-3PO and R2-D2, but I mean, I've seen them in every Star Wars film. I mean,
and literally,
yeah.
Wait, were they in Solo?
Oh wait, no, that's true. They weren't in Solo.
All but Solo.
Yeah, they decided they had to break that tradition because otherwise
they had to break new ground.
Yeah.
I should probably make like a swear jar, but instead it's break new ground jar.
Yeah, break new ground jar jar.
Yeah. Whoa. You just blew my mind there.
But yeah, Droid's story.
Yeah,
is...
to be fair, we're not the target demographic for this. This is kind
presumably. I mean, what if we are? What if it's an R-rated Droid story?
Oh, what if the droid in question is actually Mr. Bones?
Mr. Bones.
Though to be fair, in canon, in like the sequel trilogy times, C-3PO was actually like the Lord Varys of Star Wars. He was like the spy master of the not resilience. What are they called?
Resistance.
The Resistance.
Is that how he got his red arm?
No. I could actually reach into my comic book box that's somewhere over there and show you the entirety of the one shot where he gets his red arm.
Yeah.
It's completely unrelated and completely stupid.
Because he gets rid of it immediately.
Yeah, even though it's a memento of a dead friend.
Yeah.
Who died so that C-3PO could live. I think it was the same kind of droid as your favorite from Rebels, actually.
Oh, what? AP5?
Yeah.
Love
so.
AP5.
So do I. But as I was saying...
Or what if he's in a droid story? Then it'll be 10 out of 10. If their friend is AP5.
Oh... Well, I don't think it will be him.
No, it wouldn't
because
work.
They said that it's a new hero, but he could be in it.
It wouldn't work. Two protocol droids. Oh wait, no, that.
Did you say political droids?
I meant protocol droids, but I didn't mean to make it
that would
political.
be too. Disney getting political. I don't think I can see that happening. They've literally never said anything that had politics in it.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, the droid story will probably feature a lot of just casual racism toward droids.
As Star Wars always does.
Yeah, and is never going to be addressed.
Nope.
Apart
it was
from
kind of addressed in comics and stuff, but that's not.
It was addressed in Solo, but treated as a joke.
Oh yeah.
So
maybe Star Wars will get woke one day.
Maybe one day. As
I was saying, like with C-3PO the Spy Master, there is actually potential for like a lot of cool stuff in this. But what it is probably going to be is like the Droids TV show from like the 80s,
which I'm not a fan of.
Slapstick and stuff. Well, it's for kids and it's for 80s. I don't think that there is a single animated TV show from the 80s that is like
good,
objectively good.
Yeah.
True. I could be wrong. Send us emails.
Well,
send us emails.
I like Transformers.
But if you say Transformers, we're going to ban you.
It's not objectively good. I literally just said that.
Yeah.
I like Transformers, but it's not objectively good. Apart from I like the movie though, the 1986 Transformers movie.
Orson Welles.
Yes. He didn't understand.
Do you know that Orson Welles was meant to be Darth Vader's voice?
No, but I can hear it. It would kind of suck though because he died. He died after making the Transformers film. It was his last film. He didn't like Transformers. He didn't understand
a sad legacy.
He was like, "What are these toys?"
He wasn't wrong.
Yeah.
Anyway, a droid story is actually meant to be made by ILM, so that could be like a playing ground for them to test some new technology. So at least on that level, it could be interesting.
Aren't they all made by like ILM?
Maybe, but I think that this one, like especially, is meant to be like their toy project.
Oh, their toy droid story project.
Their Toydarian story.
Oh my god, a Toydarian story.
I mean,
and it can be about
I'm gonna
how
watch
Watto
it anyway.
bought Anakin as a slave.
I think that one series with slavers in them is going to be enough.
Yeah. You're not going to get
We're gonna get
Anakin
to it
origin
later.
story called 8 Years a Slave Until Freed and then brought into the Jedi Order.
I think I'm going to move on to
something else.
to something else. We're actually most of the way done.
We are.
With these. Well, that being, we have talked about more than half of these shows, but we're probably going to talk a lot more about some of the other ones. But let's move on to like the last one that we have probably the least. No, there are two actually. To the last two that we have probably the least to say about. I would say that Lando, the Lando TV show, which could be interesting.
Oh yeah.
But we don't know much about it. You know, before we say anything, I'm starting to have a little bit of a gripe with how literally everything concerning Lando is blue and gold. Like, he wears other clothes in the original trilogy, but every time you see him now, it's the same clothes.
Yeah, why is
like,
it not
he wears
Han
the same outfit in both Solo and Episode 9.
Why is he not wearing Han's clothes like he did at the end of Episode 5?
Oh no.
Remember that?
I don't actually, but...
Yeah, you just put on Han's clothes. I just realised I said Han and Han without knowing. But Eckhart Slader said that, his dream for the show would be it to be like the Lando tales, Lando stories, but it's narrated by Billy D. Williams, and as if like he's recounting the story, and it's I forgot his name, Childish Gambino,
Donald
Glover.
Is it Donald Glover? Yeah.
Donald Glover as Lando, a young Lando, doing all of the weird stuff like the crystal skull or whatever it was, the fountain.
What crystal skull?
I can't remember. I didn't read those books.
Is it because Indiana Jones is on your reference picture as well?
No, I got a different reference picture.
Okay. I can imagine that, like, especially if like Billy D. Williams was like sort of an unreliable narrator.
Yeah.
And the stuff that Donald Glover would get to play was basically what Prune Face was in his version of himself on Robot Chicken.
Oh god.
Just being the coolest, shooting blasters, kissing ladies, everyone exploding.
Yeah. Kind of miss Prune Face.
I really miss Prune Face.
Oro Marco, where are you?
He's probably going to be in something one day.
Yeah, his own spin-off TV show. It's going to be called Prune.
It's just going to be called The Face.
Yeah.
Imagine Mandalorian Chapter 23, The Face.
The Face.
The Face of Bo.
The Face of Bo. Should we talk about the other series that I guess we don't have much... Well, I'm quite excited for it. Which is The Acolyte. I'm assuming it's the one you meant.
Mm-hmm.
And that's going to be...
We don't know. Go for it, sorry.
It's going to be set at the tail end of the High Republic era.
Which came as a big surprise to me, because when I first saw the logo for The Acolyte, I was like, who could be The Acolyte? Could that be Ezra? Could there be Cal Kestis?
Ezra?
Who's not quite a Jedi Knight, but could be like who could classify as an acolyte? But no, this is actually the Leslie Headland show.
Yeah, I remember when everyone was just like, "Oh yeah, it'll be a rom-com." It's like there was tons of people like that, and I was like, "No,
because it's produced by a woman."
Yeah, I know. I thought it was so subliminally sexist when people were saying that. Oh yeah, it's gonna be something like that. I'm just like, no.
I think that like one thing that can be said for that is like that Leslie Headland is like known for making a bunch of rom-coms.
Yeah, I didn't
prior to Russian Doll, but still, that's not on.
Yeah, I would say that's not very cash money.
No.
But I do think The Acolyte could be quite interesting to see like all the things that happen. It's going to be going to see a new era of Star Wars. It's going to be at the very least 100 years before like Episode 1.
Mm-hmm. I'm partially really excited for this because when they announce all the High Republic stuff, I don't know if most people thought that, but at least I was kind of skeptical that it will go beyond books and comics. Maybe an audio drama at like probably not a video game, because they don't do too many of them.
Yeah,
anymore.
They're never going to do another video game.
They will eventually. But yeah, they're actually making a TV show, which probably will give it like even more cred than anything else would.
I heard some people say that they're a bit worried that maybe this TV show will dictate how people like the other High Republic content they want. Because more people are going to be watching this show than who will ever read the books and comics.
Oh, definitely.
So that's like, I can understand that concern. That this show that's meant to tie in with the books and comics may end up dictating what happens, and everything will just be a spin-off of the Acolyte.
Well, the thing is, plenty of stuff will come out before this TV show will show up.
Presumably.
Like, as far as I know, the first thing to come out these, at least of the live-action one, is going to be the Cassian Andor show that we'll talk about in a bit.
Yeah.
And that comes out in 2022.
2022?
Yeah.
It's like 2 years away.
That's already, like, through pre-production. They were already, like, shooting, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And it's still, like, more than a year away. So
Filmed
don't worry
in,
about High Republic.
Filmed in Bristol. So
Nice.
I'm happy about that.
I thought it was shot in London. I thought that was why they made a new volume for London.
My friend lied to me. No, I'm pretty sure he said that it was going to be filmed in Bristol. I don't know, but I know that
sure.
the next show, which is the Obi-Wan Kenobi show, which is actually entitled Obi-Wan Kenobi. So, see, every show is named after their second name or just one name, apart from... Actually, no, it's so inconsistent. So, the Lando Calrissian story is called Lando. That's his first name. The Ahsoka name is named... A show is called Ahsoka. That's her first name. The Cassian Andor show is called Andor. That's his second name. And the Obi-Wan show is called Obi-Wan Kenobi, which is his entire name. It's like, what... Oh... I need to fire that guy for me, for the greater good.
Well, it's actually tied into the characterization of all of the characters, because obviously Obi-Wan Kenobi, he's like a wizened, older, more proper man, so he uses his full name.
But he goes under Ben.
Well, this might be just before he puts on the moniker of Ben. We don't really know that.
It's going to be a story of how he became Ben.
Yeah, how he found his Ben.
His Bendu.
And his jacket. What if Bendu is in this What if Bendu is in all of these?
Oh my god. What if that is what Ben Kenobi is short for?
It's short for Bendu. What if it's actually short for Bender?
Whoa,
and he's actually been a robot all along. Yeah, this is the full name. Lando is like a easygoing, cool dude.
But he always calls himself Lando Calrissian.
Yeah. Well, not before you met him, not in this.
Oh, wow.
And he uses a shortened version of his full first name, Landonis.
Yeah.
Ahsoka is like somewhere in the middle. She just goes by Ahsoka.
Yeah.
She barely ever says the word Tano, which is her last name, obviously. Din Djarin barely ever says his own name. I think he only said it like once.
No, he never says
just
his name. It's just because Moff Gideon says
Din Djarin.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Cassian Andor apparently just goes by Andor, the logo, to be honest. I like it. It looks like it's like something that's drawn on a wall. It looks like it says and R or and it in lowercase.
And it.
Yeah. Because the O is like a proto version of the rebel symbol.
Yeah, it looks kind of weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, like on a black background you can't really see that symbol, so it really does say like it says and R or and it.
That's strange.
With the there's Obi-Wan, still time to change it.
The Obi-Wan logo reminds me a lot of the prequel logos.
Yeah, same. Which makes sense because like he's like the most of a bridge between the prequels and the original trilogy, other than Vader, I guess. Speaking of, Darth Vader is meant to show up in this show
in some way,
played
shape,
by
or form.
Hayden Christensen.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they said Hayden Christensen is going to be Vader instead of saying return. And there's like, oh, is he going to be Vader or is he going to be Anakin in a flashback?
Well, the thing is, prior to episode 4, I don't believe that Obi-Wan ever saw Vader in the suit. So if he has flashbacks to him or Force visions of him, it would probably be to what he used to look like. Or would look like.
My friend...
Or does look like under the suit.
My friend pointed out to me that Obi-Wan knows that Vader is more machine than man. So that means he must have seen or must have known about Vader in a mechanical thing. Because, like, his mechanical arm, he's not going to say, oh yeah, he's more machine than man after episode 2.
I mean, he can hear the mechanical breathing. He can probably feel
but
that
when?
there's stuff missing. He says he's more machine than man after
Mustafar.
he dies, right?
No.
Doesn't he say... Well, no, because
he says that in episode 4.
I thought he only said that after he died. Like when Luke knew that he was talking about his dad. No, that would be episode 6.
I might take your word.
I mean, why would...
Clearly I'm a fake fan because I don't know off the top of my head.
Wasn't Death Star also where Luke first met Vader or saw Vader?
Yeah, first saw Vader, yeah.
So there would be no real reason for Obi-Wan to talk about Vader prior to then, would there?
No, because he mentions Darth Vader. He says that Darth Vader was a pupil of Kenobi that killed Anakin.
Why would they talk about him though?
Because I don't know. I know Obi-Wan talks about Vader in his hut in episode 4. Because he's like, Luke was like, so you know about my father? And he said, yeah, your father and I were, he was a very good friend. And then he said and then Luke said, how did my father die? And then he talked about Darth Vader, who's
then he says the famous line, 49 times we fought that beast.
What?
Your old man and me. You know, it had a chicken head with duck feet and a woman's face too.
What?
It was waiting in the bushes for us. Ripped off your dad's face. Have you never seen the bad lip reading of Star Wars?
I have, but I can't remember. Is this Bushes on a Hill?
This is Bushes of Love.
Bushes of Love.
I'm going to link Bushes of Love in this video.
Oh my god.
Description anyway. Everyone needs to see Bushes of Love.
I'm sure everyone has seen Bushes of Love.
Everyone has to see it again.
I prefer the long time ago one. Or whatever, however that one.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I prefer that
Seagulls
one.
as well.
Seagulls is okay.
It's very different. It's not as like a high fidelity or a high whatever.
Bushes of Love is a better bad lip reading than Seagulls, but the long time ago one, or a Galaxy Far Far Away or whatever, is a better song than both of them.
I agree with both things that you said. It's kind of hard to badly lip read a puppet, I guess.
And Seagulls is more of the tail end of the lol random age of YouTube. Actually, I guess bad lip reading is sort of clinging on to, like, hugging onto it like a koala at the lol random age.
You know, I can still appreciate a little bit of that.
No, I appreciate it. Don't get me wrong. It's like lol random is like epitomized in like Asda fun stuff anyway. So.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I think I've prattled on long enough about bad lip readings and stuff.
Possibly, but I want to know if Obi-Wan goes off Tatooine.
I don't want him to.
I don't want him to either.
This has been like talked about for a long time. Like, is he going to be doing stuff there? Is he going to leave? And he really shouldn't. Like, we know now that Vader has been to Tatooine and didn't meet him. Wait, no, that was actually after episode 4.
That was after. But if it was before, I would have freaked. Because I'm like, Vader could sense Obi-Wan's presence when he was on the Death Star. I'm sure that if Vader was on the same planet as Obi-Wan, he would be able to sense his presence.
I'm pretty sure that there are more people on the Death Star than live on Tatooine.
Yeah, no, and that's what I mean. He would be able to sense Obi-Wan's presence.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that wasn't the case. It would kind of be like in Arrow, where like for... in the beginning, we're told, like, oh, he spent 5 years on this terrible island. What was happening here? And then, like, in season 2, he leaves the island. And, like, 4 seasons later, they have to contrive a reason to how and why he came back.
What? That's so stupid.
It is, yeah.
I hope they don't do that.
I don't remember.
No, I mean, I hope they don't do that with the Kenobi show.
No. I don't think they would. They're better than this. They're better than Arrow.
Yeah. What if he gets a lift by Hondo?
I mean, at least that would have the redeeming quality of the Hondo being involved, but I would still hate that.
I would rather that it was just flashbacks that we see, or actually, I was told heard about ideas that Vader is looking for Obi-Wan, and that's what we also see, but he never finds Obi-Wan. But Kathleen Kennedy says it's going to be the rematch of the century.
Is it?
Yeah, that's what Kathleen Kennedy said. So I'm worried. I don't want them to fight again, because otherwise,
could be it can't even be a mental fight, because Vader would then know that he's alive,
and then go to Tatooine, kill him, and then find Luke and kill him.
Yeah.
Or not kill him. Not kill him.
Maybe they're going to remake the fight with Maul, or he's somehow survived, or who else could he have a rematch with?
I don't know.
Klieg Lars?
Klieg Lars, yes.
He could be in this.
That'd be interesting. I mean, Rey's dad, the failed Palpatine clone, looks like young Owen Lars. I don't know if that's just me.
I would have to look them both up, because it's been a while since I saw young Owen Lars.
End of episode 3. But the bloody... What's it called? I would like to see flashbacks to the Clone Wars. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah.
I want to see live-action Clone Wars. And as I said, I promised if I saw live-action Clone Trooper played by Tamara Morrison, I will unironically clap.
That is something to hope for.
Yeah.
Yeah. There could be a lot of rematches if we have flashbacks.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be that only 5 to 10% of the actual show take place while Kenobi is on Tatooine.
Yeah.
And the rest of it is flashbacks.
Well, if it's about his journey to Tatooine with the baby, and it's going to be like The Mandalorian, but with baby Luke.
I do not want that.
I
would like it, but I don't want it.
And Owen Lars is like, I would like to see the baby.
Savage Opress comes back and wants to steal him to, I don't know, inject himself with the Skywalker genes so that he can literally walk in the air.
Hondo steals the baby for a profit.
He would.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of Clone Wars.
Ooh.
Cassian Andor was born during them.
Yes, he was. And he was in the fight since he was 6 years old.
Yeah, poor guy. Since he was born on Separatist planet.
He was. Oh. And this show seems quite interesting to me.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting Solo vibes from it.
Solo
but I don't know
vibes?
Why. It's probably because it kind of has the vibe of the opening of Solo, fights in the streets of Corellia, even though I'm pretty sure this doesn't take place on Corellia.
No, it's going to take place in probably several places.
Probably.
But I think it's going to be the formation of the rebellion and that kind of stuff, possibly.
Another of the cells, I guess. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Cassian is a fully formed big fighter by the time he's brought into the rebellion.
We don't know how far ago it was set. Is it the Cassian Andor show, or is it the Cassian Andor and K2SO buddy cop show?
That's a good question, actually. I don't know. Have we had many full CGI characters in The Mandalorian?
No.
In that case, I don't think they're gonna bring in K2SO because
it would cost a lot of money.
Exactly. I think they might keep K2SO off screen, or if they do bring him in. Oh, actually, no. We've seen the full CGI droids in Mandalorian.
IG-11 was originally going to be fully CGI, but they replaced him with a puppet.
And
not a puppet, a torso on a stick.
Were the droids that we've seen in the Mandalorian, the other droids, I mean, the Dark Troopers, and the prison droid?
Oh yeah, they're fully CGI, but they don't look that good.
Well, if they keep K2SO not super major for this, if he's in the last episode, they can probably splurge on that.
I don't really know how it works, but I would have thought they've already made the model for K2SO, so why can't they just use the model from Rogue One?
I think that's what Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did, but it still didn't look that well. Then
Why
again,
wouldn't it look good? Just render it for a bit longer. I don't know how this works.
I don't think it's quite that easy.
Just put on a good computer, wait 24 hours, and you're done.
Yeah, just take the file,
Copy and paste.
Copy and
Resize
paste.
it to be resize K2SO to be twice the size, just like they did in Rise of Skywalker with the Rogue One ISD.
and you're done.
Yeah, but
That's definitely how it works.
the Andor
Also,
show,
also the Star Wars shows have much more of a budget than
Shield.
Shield ever did.
Yeah, the Rogue One and God damn it, the Cassian show seems to have the same like creature design and costume design production as like Rogue One, which is my favorite like costume design in all of the new films. I absolutely
really good.
love what it looks like, and they're putting a lot of care into the prosthetics and all the aliens and stuff. I'm not sure if you saw the scissor reel thing.
I did. I was just about to ask you about it.
It was very interesting, but I did see a familiar face.
So did I. A certain usually orange face, perhaps, you mean?
Usually orange face. Oh, you
Yeah.
say your one first, because your one's probably going to be an actual familiar face. My one's
Well,
going to be...
Okay, never mind. You go second then. I saw a bust, like an unfinished bust of someone who looked suspiciously like Maz Kanata,
Ah.
with like the eye circle things and like a furled up big brow.
Really? I don't want to see Maz Kanata.
I don't think it was Maz Kanata, because if Maz Kanata really was 1,000 years old and wasn't just exaggerating,
Is she going to be in the
I
High
don't think she
Republic?
would change that much. I don't want to see her ever again.
Maybe she's 1,000 generations old.
Ooh,
She's going to be in the formation of the Republic.
I mean, we do know that time makes no sense in Star Wars.
It's
She
true.
could be literally the oldest being in the galaxy,
She is the
older even
Bendu.
than Bendu. Ah, fuck. We're just too unoriginal.
Yeah. But speaking of familiar faces, I saw them working on a prosthetic for a character that looked like it was a Lasser Tilo, which we mentioned in episode 3 of our podcast. This guy.
Oh yeah, I remember that guy.
Yeah, I'm
just
just
thought
showing
that he was-
Voicer a picture now.
Yeah, he's one of the fish people.
He's one of the
From Rise
worst
of Skywalker.
aliens I've ever seen.
But wasn't one of those guys in Rogue One as well?
No, I believe that his first appearance was in Rise of Skywalker. But yeah, Lassatilo, so that's a familiar alien species. By familiar, I mean it was in Rise of Skywalker. So is that sequel aliens are not being underrepresented, underloved. I hate sequel aliens for the most part, especially those horse
Yeah.
people.
The horse people, This is literally racism, though.
Maybe.
This is literally what this is. Anyway, yeah, I don't care much for any of the sequel aliens either. Especially those Ithorians with mouths at the front of their
Why do they
head.
have mouths? Just make them not have mouths.
Yeah,
It has a beard too. It's kind of weird.
The less we talk about sequels, the better. Not unlike... Notice how literally none of these take place within 5 years, within 20 years of the sequel trilogy.
Apart from possibly
Unless Rogue Squadron,
Rogue Squadron.
possibly.
Yeah.
Even though that might just be they took the first X-Wing they googled and pasted it over the logo.
God, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm perfectly honest. In the Rise of Skywalker promotion images, they used a toy version of Palpatine, of Darth Sidious, as the face.
It's not like it was just a small face. It was across the entirety of the top half of the poster.
Yeah. So that's
And it's not like no one noticed. It was
everyone noticed.
so bad. Everyone noticed. That was the first thing I noticed about that poster.
They also had a load of ISDs that were the wrong type. They were Imperial Star Destroyer, Imperial 2 Star Destroyers. So that's not good.
Yeah.
Considering the X-School Star Destroyers are based off of the Imperial 1 class.
God damn it.
Yeah,
Are we going to
I'm
hell for this?
excited. I'm excited for the Cassian show. I think it's going to be quite
Me
interesting.
too.
I want to see that era. I like that era. The OT is probably my favourite time. So
Probably. I mean, I really like the Clone Wars era as well.
Yeah.
And like, even though most of like post episode 6 stuff has been a little bit of a letdown, like Mando is making this era like really
exactly.
good.
Well, Mando is 5 years after episode 6, so it's barely a long time after.
It's technically sequels time, but it's like but
I
it's
think the Cassian show is going to be like the Mando show is after the original trilogy, but before, if that makes sense.
like 5 years before.
Yeah,
New
like
Hope.
like around that time.
Well, the problem is that's already not problem, but that's what Rebels is as well.
Yeah, but if you see another cell,
yeah, I
if
mean,
it's
I'm not saying that it's
before-
going to. I'm not saying that it will be like a retread of like the birth of the rebellion,
yeah,
unless it literally is. But
if it's before the birth of the rebellion, it's not going to be. Not that much is going to happen.
I think that it takes place around the same time. Well, we don't know when it takes place. Well, never mind. Well,
Yeah. What if it takes place around like the same time as the whole Atalon stuff in Rebels? You know, when they have a base, they're part of a wider rebellion, but they're not all in like Yavin yet.
yeah, it could be. Although,
You can have a Hera cameo on like a hologram or something.
oh, that would be dope.
Yeah.
We could have Alexander Callus show up and be like, "The rebellion is very nice."
Oh my god, we need to explain. So,
We don't. Let's not.
oh god, Kazakh Callus is not gonna be. It's gonna be lost on many people.
Yeah, we probably should explain.
So Alexander Callus' name, Alexander, is not spelt that way anywhere in the world apart from in Kazakhstan. So clearly, Callus's culture in Star Wars is the Star Wars equivalent of Kazakhstan.
The Star Wars equivalent of Borat.
Yes.
What if that's what Taika Waititi is making?
Oh my god, we will need to discuss that soon.
Yeah, we will.
But yeah, I think maybe Saw Gerrera cameo
Oh,
in Cassian.
yeah, or we might have our first live-action Lasat.
Ooh, that'd be cool. No, we got a live action Lasat in Rogue One.
We did?
Yeah, as a member of Saw Gerrera's group.
I don't remember
He was
that
a
at
really
all.
old guy.
I will look that up in a bit.
Yeah, it's he was like near the table where Bib Fortuna's cousin was sat.
Bib Fortuna's cousin
Yeah,
was there?
Bib Fortuna's cousin was a member of the Partisans.
I assume that's from the novelization.
I love Star Wars.
Star Wars is good.
I clapped when I saw Bib Fortuna's cousin.
Good thing that they didn't know about that. Anyway, I don't know if you have any more stuff to say about Cassian Andor the show, but like one cool thing that I noticed in the sizzle reel was like a piece of concept art that they kind of lingered on, and I think they like described it. It's like a man walking on a bridge through the rain. No, they didn't. That was Star Wars Explained, which looked like a spitting image from the opening scene of Metal Gear Solid 2.
Maybe.
Yeah.
What if it's going to be like Metal Gear Solid 2 in that Cassian isn't going to be the main character?
It would be pretty cool if it actually turns out to be the other person who's seen in that sizzle reel, but you can't see their face.
It's going to be about Crix Madine,
Ooh.
the guy with bad hair. Actually, I think Star Wars Explained said that he might be in another show that they announced.
I don't remember who Crix Madine is.
He's the
Is
guy
that-
with bad hair.
Is that Padme's friend?
No, in episode 6, you know that guy with the fake beard I was telling you about?
Oh yeah, that guy. He kind of looks like Cassian Andor.
Kind of. What if they swapped just before the Battle of Scarif?
Yeah, that's why Jin and Cassian didn't end up kissing at the end, because the guy who actually was in love with Jin was somewhere else.
They
I am glad that didn't happen.
I'm
by
glad
the
they
way.
didn't kiss, because you know what?
Yeah.
It's okay to be friends.
Mm-hmm.
Unlike, I'm looking at you, Rise of Skywalker,
And Last Jedi.
and Last Jedi. Oh my god. Forgot that. Forgot that film exists. To be
Strange, since we spent like 40 minutes talking about it just last week.
fair, yeah. No mention of Ryan Johnson's trilogy.
That is very true.
Where
I
is
mean,
it?
to be fair, no, I was just going to say those are films. Those are going to take longer, but we have Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, they announced Rogue Squadron.
Yeah, which is like the very first mention that we've heard of it, and it's happening.
I know.
Is it possible that they just slowly like pushed Ryan Johnson's trilogy under the rug,
That would
like
actually
they
make
did
me
with
sad.
the D&D guys trilogy?
D&D guys were
it's-
fired, basically.
Yeah, it's still possible that they're just waiting for Ryan Johnson to actually know what he's doing.
Apparently, he's quite busy.
It's possible. I don't really know what he's doing these days. He's
Hopefully,
doing Knives Out too.
is he actually doing Knives Out too?
I don't know.
I hope he is. I really want to see a Knives Out too, with the Benoit Blanc or whatever his name, as the main.
Matt LeBlanc?
No,
Joey?
no, not Joey. Bloody James Bond's character in Knives Out.
Oh, right. I haven't seen Knives Out yet.
Knives Out is a very good film. You should watch it.
I think I know the twist, or
Just
the,
watch it anyway.
the whodunit.
Don't you mean
Yeah, I probably will.
Don't you mean the subverting of expectations? Maybe
it is revealed in the sequel that that person wasn't the bad guy.
Maybe the subverting of expectations that's going on with Ryan Johnson's trilogy is just not going to happen.
Well, that is what I'm expecting, though.
Okay, so what if they just don't announce it until it just comes out?
They put it on, not even Disney Plus, they just put it on
They
Netflix.
put it on Netflix, yeah. They release all three on Netflix at the same time.
They released them starting with the third one.
Oh.
With no special audio like the Mummy trailer.
Oh my god. Yeah, it's going to be exactly like that.
It's going to be just the director's commentary without the movie.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's like a nightmare. It's like going into a cinema, watching a big film for the first time ever, and it's like the director's commentary, and you can't hear what's going on in the film. Totally not a nightmare I've had.
Oof. You have weirdly niche nightmares.
Well, I had a dream about like Clone Wars the other day, like the TV show.
Clone Wars?
Yeah, well, sort of. I was like walking down the street in Cardiff. I think it was Cardiff, but it was a city, like a big, like with skyscrapers, so it wasn't really Cardiff. Mm-hmm. And then I went into this diner, which in retrospect looked like Dexter's Diner. And then I went to the loo, and then I was washing my hands, and then this hand came through the wall and grabbed my wrist. I was like, what the hell's going on? And then I looked at the hand, and it was orange. And then I could see a face, Whoa. And it was Ahsoka. And then I was Whoa. Like, what the hell is going on? And I got out of the toilet, and then I woke up.
That's really weird, because I also had a dream last night. And it was that there was a TV show that spun off from the last season of Clone Wars. And it was called The Bad Batch, starring all the 4 characters from that arc, including Echo, who joined them at the end. Wouldn't that be a weird thing if it happened?
Yeah, that'd be a very weird thing to happen, especially to center a whole show around characters with only one trait. Oh, wait. Hello, Kathleen Kennedy? What? The Bad Batch is a real show, and it's coming out next year on Disney Plus in the same animation style as the Clone Wars, starring D. Bradley Baker as all the characters? Whoa. That's incredible. That's breaking new ground, Kathleen. Thank you. Bye.
I like how he committed to the bit by actually grabbing a phone, even though this isn't a video podcast.
I just had to get into character.
I get it. Yeah, now that I think about it, it's a little strange how all of the characters are going to be A, voiced by the same guy, and B, very one note. I guess it might be a bit of a callback to, like, Transformers, where literally everyone is a caricature.
Possibly. I hope and expect that the Bad Batch will actually get more characterization in this show. Because I was never a fan of the Bad Batch, even when it was like the non-special effect, like reels, the unfinished reels that they published. I was like, well, Bad Batch was fun, but it wasn't my favourite arc, because the
Where it
Bad
was
Batch
just
were boring.
when it was just rudimentary animation and Tom Cruise screaming in the background.
That's basically what it was, if I'm being honest. And now Echo is a member of the Bad Batch, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Maybe he will inject some fresh dynamic of being completely traumatized and sometimes lagging and glitching out.
Yeah.
And skewering people with his data spike arm, hopefully.
Yeah. If you saw the sizzle reel, if anyone did see it,
I did.
it looks really good.
Yeah, it's also set after episode 3.
Yeah, or
like after
the very start might be semi-concurrent.
Yeah, possibly. But we did see a scene where Palpatine announced that he's the new Emperor and stuff.
Yeah.
We saw clone
That's a
troopers with... Yeah, I quoted him directly. I am the new Emperor and stuff. We saw clones without like any color on their things.
You start to see them a lot in the Siege of Mandalore. As it progressed, there were more clone troopers in just white.
And we also saw a bunch of clone troopers that like all had the same haircut.
Yeah.
Which seems to me that this had to take at least months after the takeover, because a lot of clones were bald, so they would have to like let them grow it out.
Why were they bald? That's their standard haircut. That's what you normally see. That's what you saw at the start of the show for most clones, and like all the rookies and that.
That they were bald?
No, that they had the same hair that you saw in the Bad Batch thing.
Okay, fair enough.
Because that's meant to be like Django's hair in episode 2.
And we do know that at least some of the show will take place on Kamino, so it would make sense why all of them would look like that.
Yeah, but it also could signify that they're losing their individuality and they're just becoming sort of drones.
Yeah.
Like, I am very excited. Oh, sorry, what were you going to say?
I was just gonna say that it's same with like their tattoos and insignia, or like even like to go a little bit like further with the Ahsoka paint that they had in the last few episodes of Clone Wars. And it's a very good juxtaposition versus the Bad Batch, who are like as different as clones can be.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. I'm very hyped to see stormtrooper or clone stormtroopers. Like, I'm really hyped to see that, because that was always a pet peeve of mine about this era of Star Wars. Like, immediately like after episode 3, it's like in the Ahsoka book, and then it sort of describes that stormtroopers were just like starting to be ordinary people wearing the traditional stormtrooper armor, and I was like, are you kidding me? There should be a transition period. There should be a period of time after episode 3 when they were clone troopers, and that's interesting, don't you think? It's like how at the end of episode 3, like they have Venators that are just painted grey, and that's what the Empire used at the very start. And I thought that's really interesting, so I'd like to see that kind of thing.
Yeah, I want to know like how, if they like just stopped making them and just replace the ones that died with humans.
They might,
or if
do
they
that.
did like or if they do like another Umbara style like pointless war to just get rid of them quietly. But why would they waste resources like that? Do they lose them to the Chiss or something?
I think...
do the Nile come back for one last fell swoop and just kill all the clones?
I think they could just use them until like they won't buy anymore. And then they'll just use them until they're too old. Like, so
will they destroy the cloning facilities?
I don't know. Well, probably not, considering in The Mandalorian we see those doctors with the... Kaminoan cloning insignia on their shoulders. So I think like it would only take about 5 years maybe for the
those
clones
could be the Kaminoan remnant.
Ooh, true.
Everything has a remnant now.
Yeah, I think it would take like maybe 5 years for the clones to be too old, maybe because of accelerated aging.
Which would track.
So they could just be phased out slowly like that. Which I would sort of prefer, because I like that kind of transition period rather than. But they could also just use the clones in like reconquest of the Rim, which we could be seeing in the sizzle reel. Like there was a big battle going on with like ATTEs and a load of clone troopers clone stormtroopers. And it could be...
Yeah, we saw several battles at several planets. We saw Zygeria, for example.
That could be interesting.
The planet of the cat people.
We know that... Yeah, hence the Zygerian in your room that meowed earlier.
Yeah, the Empire is tied to slavery, so I would have thought that they would just work with them a bit more willingly.
Yeah, but maybe the Bad Batch are trying to stop it. Because maybe they had been there on the run at that point. It seems like the Bad Batch are not going to stay with the Empire for long. And that they're going to defect or leave, be on the run, and do all of these mercenary jobs every now and then to try and get by.
Try anyway. I'm not sure if the Bad Batch is going to survive the series, because on one hand it kind of feels like they might be going for a little bit darker stuff, but on the other hand it's still a Clone Wars thing, and the Bad Batch felt like more of a kids focused thing with because they are all basically just action figure people.
But you got to remember that episode, that arc was meant to just be a one and done thing when it was originally conceived. It wasn't meant to be one of the hard-hitting episodes. It just so happened that it was one of the episodes that they had done a lot for by the time they got cancelled.
Well, they could have changed it more.
Well, I mean, they might not have been able to change it more. They had to put a lot of their effort and time and effort into creating the Ahsoka walkabout arc and the Siege of Mandalore from scratch.
Yeah, they really needed to put so much effort in Ahsoka's
They did need to make Ahsoka's Walkabout because it was the only Ahsoka story that they had done anything for. They had written the scripts presumably for that, and so they
what I meant is they could have done something else better.
Yeah, well.
Oh well.
Again, that story wasn't meant to be as integral to everything as it is now.
I was also going to say about the Zygerians, and more so Zygeria. We saw a couple of establishing shots of the place with the big teardrop shaped domes on the buildings. When I first saw that, I thought, hang on, where did that... Because obviously I forgot that that's what Zygeria looks like. I was like, where did I see those dome shaped... Or where did I read about them more like?
Ooh.
That was... And who was that female character with the covered face? There was a planet which had buildings apparently shaped like teardrops, or to quote, or more prosaically, an onion, on the planet where Asajj Ventress meant Quinlan Vos. Could that character in a mask be Ventress, and could both of them feature in this show? But no, It was just Zygeria, and the character in the mask is actually Fennec.
Yeah, Fennec Shand.
From The Mandalorian.
Indeed, because the actor, Fennec Shand's actress, she is 57 years old. So hence,
really?
Yeah, she's 57. So the character is presumably that old as well. So Fennec Shand has been around for quite a while, and it's going to be interesting. If she's working with the Bad Batch. They have similar faces to Boba Fett. So is there going to be is that going to be a reason why she's hanging around with Boba Fett more in The Mandalorian?
Other than because he saved her life.
Well, that
possibly.
too. But I mean, she seems so familiar with Boba Fett.
Yeah, maybe we will find more about both soon.
Yeah, both is good.
It would be really cool. Both is good. Both would be very good indeed.
Yeah.
Also, another thing that made me think Quinlan Vos and the Asajj Ventress was that big tentacle monster.
Oh, yeah.
That we saw in the sizzle as well.
Apparently
because
it's a
those two fought one of those. You also watched the Star Wars Explained video, then I see.
Maybe. Well, he also...
It looked more like a Rathtar to me, but it could be...
Oh, God, imagine if it's a Rathtar. Oh, yeah, it's the same one that ate the guys from Candy Club.
Probably.
Oh, my God.
The same guy, the same one that was killed by a proto Holdo maneuver. Remember that Han killed it by going into hyperspace while it was eating the Falcon?
Yeah, that was a bit weird, but why not?
Oh well.
It just sort of pushed him off rather than disintegrated him or whatever. Star Wars Explained also pointed out that one of the planets where a battle was going on looked similar to Anaxes, and we know that so in Clone Wars, Anaxes is a planet, and in Rebels, Anaxes became an asteroid belt. It got blown up somehow, and apparently had something to do with the hypermatter for like the reason why it blew up. And so are we going to see Anaxes blowing up in this episode, in this season of show?
It's possible. I mean, it could be like a big thing that someone like some wet works might be necessary for some covert operations, which Bad Batch kind of is.
Yeah.
They are the Foxhound of the Star Wars universe. Foxhound being the group that Solid Snake sometimes works for and sometimes fights.
And also there's the Diamond Dogs too.
Well, that's not Solid Snake. That was Big Boss.
Big Boss, but not real Big Boss.
No. The real Big Boss was either building Zanzibar Land or Outer Heaven at that time, or both.
So strange.
No, it was Outer Heaven because Zanzibar Land was fake Big Boss. Again.
White Zanzibar Land was fake Big Boss?
Yeah. Well, in one of them, Big Boss, I don't remember. But
Metal Gear's weird.
Basically, the very first two Metal Gear games before it was Metal Gear Solid, both of them you fight and kill Big Boss. One of them is the real one and the other is the fake one.
I feel like the second one might be the fake one, considering Metal Gear 2 outside of Japan was Metal Gear Metal Gear 1, wasn't it?
No.
Was it not?
No. I'm pretty sure that both of the original Metal Gear games were released in the West, or neither.
I can't remember. I need to rewatch the Super Bunny Hop videos on Metal Gear. They're like my main how I know anything about it.
For me, it's the Chip Cheesem Let's Plays. They also did a short series where they recapped the entire franchise while drunk. I will link that to you.
Quote,
and also
unquote,
to this video.
Quote unquote short recap, I imagine.
It's like 3 hours, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's a complicated franchise.
Yeah.
And they were drunk. Anyway.
I do want to ask, what do you think is going to go on with Order 66 with the Bad Batch?
I don't think they're going to be involved. I think they're going to be doing their own thing.
Yeah, I feel like they're probably not going to be anywhere near Jedi when it's called.
It's possible that they might just want to throw sheer numbers at the Jedi and keep the Bad Batch for other things.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
They might be a bit too valuable.
Yeah.
Or untrustworthy.
It's possible, considering they're do they have chips or do they not?
I think that the point was that either they don't or they're different enough so that they don't work on them.
Yeah, but what about Echo?
That is the question.
Yeah, but I feel like
maybe it got fried while he was in the computer.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. He was dissected and all that kind of stuff. Surely the Techno Union might have taken it out or done something else.
Yeah, or maybe it just fritzed.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see. It's gonna be weird though. As you said earlier, how they're gonna characterize Echo, because he's sort of a shell. He was a shell in the Bad Batch episodes.
I mean, that could be the point. He's basically a clean slate. He might start picking up a character about
He
now.
might become a character.
Yeah, all of them could become a character.
Yeah.
Rather than just the one-dimensional. I'm the dumb strong one. I'm the snarky sniper. I'm the stoic leader, and I'm the psycho one. Ha! Watch out for me. Ha! That's all of them. Although I'm pretty sure that the sniper was also the psycho one.
Yeah, the sniper wanted to kill, or didn't trust Rex and.
Oh yeah, wait. The tech guy was the nerd, wasn't he?
Yeah, tech guy, and his name was Tech. It's very creative.
What if he is Lord Santeca?
Oh. We know that the Santekas were around in the High Republic.
Oh, That's
Yeah.
cool. I still need to read the Light of the Jedi or whatever it's called.
They're pretty good. I was quite worried that this shareholders conference was just going to announce stuff we already knew.
Well, I was completely oblivious to this conference's existence until yesterday, so...
I was like, it wasn't going to announce anything.
And it announced, like, everything.
Mm.
It's really weird.
Yeah.
Do we have any idea when the Bad Batch is coming out?
Next year.
Okay.
Apparently soon. So it could be May. Around the same time Clone Wars released this year.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not going to be too long, because I think that the very first announcement for the last series of Clone Wars was, I think, spring last year. And I'm pretty sure that they had, like, nothing for that then.
Well, the announcement of what, sorry?
The last series of Clone Wars.
No, they announced the Clone Wars was coming back in the summer of 2018.
Really?
Yeah, I remember because I was on holiday, and then I heard the news and I watched the trailer on my phone. I was like, "Oh my god!" And it was like, "Clone Wars is coming back."
Happened. I'm pretty sure that happened while I was in first year.
No, that happened before first year. Trust.
Unless that was like announcement first, and that very first trailer with all those helmets.
Yeah, that was the announcement when they said Clone Wars is coming back.
Huh. Oh well, never mind. But
and they showed one of the first shots
at the very
of
least,
Bad Batch.
At the very least, the first proper trailer where they get to see Ahsoka and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was at the Star Wars Celebration, right?
I think so.
When we also saw the confirmation of Mandalorian.
Possibly.
Yeah, that would take them like nine-ish months to complete it since then, I guess.
Yeah, I think.
I think that like Bad Batch might be a little bit further along the process than Clone Wars was back then.
I reckon they were probably working on Clone Wars and Bad Batch concurrently after Rebels ended.
It's quite possible.
So
next year we're probably getting Mandalorian Season 3 and Bad Batch?
Yeah, I reckon so. And then Cassian Andor limited series is coming out 2022.
I would wager that either Droids or Visions is going to come out that same year.
Yeah.
Do you think that they will come out with like more substantial stuff before they give us Visions and Droids?
I reckon Visions won't be that difficult for them to do, because it's not going to be one studio, presumably.
No, what I mean is not like bigger stuff as opposed to like anthologies and droids. Like if we're going to get Cassian Andor, Ahsoka, and maybe something else, and then it's going to be the smaller things.
I reckon I don't know. This is going to be a 5-year plan, so I reckon the smaller things are just going to be interspersed.
That's at least 10 things over the span of 10 years. I guess that could work.
I feel like it might be 10 things for 5 years, so 2 things every year.
But that's only assuming that all of them are going to run for one series.
No, but not all of them are running for one series.
That's the point.
Yeah, the Cassian one is running for 12 episodes. So is the droid. The droid one's limited series. Kenobi's a limited series, and Ahsoka and the Rangers of the New Republic is an actual show.
Yeah, at least those 3 are going to have at least one more series, right? And then the event that they're leading up to.
Which third? What, Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Yeah, those will have probably more series. Yeah. I reckon Mandalorian will get to season 4 before they try and do a crossover thing.
I mean, before they even manage to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Again, if they have series 3 in 2021, and Andor is going to be the first thing that comes next in 2022... Unless they skip a year?
I don't know. I don't think they'll do that. They could be filming the Ahsoka thing now, because apparently like Rosario Dawson has been appearing in more things, like with the volume and stuff. Like in behind the scenes set photos.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised, because if they got her, it would be weird if they got her for like a week, or however long it took. It's probably more than a week to film that episode.
Yeah.
And then like drop her for like another year before they do the rest of her stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Just like keep filming. Who do you think is going to be leading these shows?
Like directors?
Yeah.
I would assume mostly not that well-known people.
Yeah.
Because
I kind of hope so.
Usually the case with TV. At least one of them is going to be helmed by Dave Filoni, though. And
Well, I hope it's Bad Batch and not
Feige.
Ahsoka. I hope Dave Filoni is probably integral in Ahsoka, but I don't want him directing. Well, I mean, he could direct. I want him to get better before he's... Yeah, because he's not as good as, like...
Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yeah, oh my god. Yeah, imagine Bryce Dallas Howard making an Ahsoka episode. That would be pretty cool.
Probably will.
Who directed this episode of Mandalorian?
It wasn't like a super big name.
Whoever did.
I remember.
Amazing job.
I remember not knowing it.
Yeah.
Anyway. I could be wrong. It might be someone super popular that I just haven't heard of.
What if Robert Rodriguez is making a droid story?
That would be so bizarre.
And what if it turns into Machete?
I had to let the Zygerian inside because he was getting very loud and annoying everyone in the house. I don't think if Robert Rodriguez was filming any of these,
no, probably not. But
I would say
we do know that one
Visions.
Mandalorian one-off episode director is running his own movie. That is Mr. Watiti Taika.
Weird way to put his name, but you are not wrong. We do not know much about that show, though.
No.
But we have seen the logo.
The logo, yeah, Taika Waititi's logo for his film is very strange.
It's very strange. The first thing that it reminded me of was Monty Python's Life of Brian.
I was going to say that. I was like, But it's like got weird colours to it.
It's like pink or purple.
It's a blue and it's got pinks and stuff. And I thought it looked like the Monty Python Life of Brian thing.
I guess that kind of confirms that it's a comedy at least.
I think it might be like his episode of The Mandalorian where it was clearly funny, but there was also drama and action and all that kind of stuff too. I don't think it's going to be Marvel.
I think it will be more so because if it wasn't like complete comedy, it would have like a more of a streamlined like logo,
maybe.
Like one of the ones for this, whereas that one is like pretty out there.
What if the movie actually is a droid story?
I wouldn't mind, really.
I reckon it's going to have some really weird title. You know, maybe not as weird as James Gunn's Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special.
The balls on these people.
I can't believe he did that. I mean, hats on.
It's much better than if they just called it Volume 3. But
is it Volume? Is the Holiday Special Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3?
I think so.
Or is it just the Holiday Special?
I think it's the proper film.
Why?
I don't know.
It's quite funny.
Even if it is just a holiday special, it would be probably a sequel.
I respect
because I don't think that Marvel would do just like a slightly non-canon.
Well, they did it for Deadpool for the re-release.
That's different, and also there was still Fox, wasn't it?
Oh, that's true. But like, I reckon Taika Waititi's Star Wars film could just be like really out there, like maybe Star Wars Legend of the Huglash Bagloon or something like that. And I was like, what is this?
One more thing I thought about it is like it looks like the title is like made of stone, as if like it was an ancient carving of the Star Wars. What if it takes place in like super far future? What if this is how the Journal of the Wills is written? Yeah, and it's Star like Wars, a very unreliable narrator.
Star Wars
recap of something that happened. Yeah. What if it's just the Clone Wars, but it's a Taika Waititi take on the entirety of them? Just a spoof of the entirety of it.
What if it's the Star Wars?
Like a film based on the original script.
Yeah, with the green Han Solo and all that kind of stuff.
And Luke, who is just a head on a robot.
Oh my god.
And fucking dies.
Those things are weird, but I really quite like them. I've got a soft spot for that.
Yeah. I read the comic version of that story. It was pretty boring, but also pretty interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think the Taika Waititi's film is going to be quite like that.
No, but I think they will. I think it will be at least as interesting as all of these. Like even though some of them I don't really want to see that much, like droids. I really want to see all of them at least.
Yeah, I will
just
watch all
to see
of them.
what it is. I mean, we are big shills for Kathleen Kennedy. We have to. We are contractually obliged.
Yeah.
But
I've got
even
Kathleen
if
Kennedy
I
on
wasn't,
speed dial.
Yeah, I mean, as evidenced by like an hour ago.
Oh my.
This has gone on for way too long.
Yeah, in and out, half an hour podcast.
Yeah, we can do both this and Mandalorian Chapter 15 like very quickly, can't we?
Very quickly.
Let's wrap it up though, shall we?
Yeah.
One last thing. Which one of these do you think will be the best? Not the one you want to see the most. Which do you think will be the best?
The best. I reckon I think that Cassian Andor show is the easiest to not mess up.
I think I agree, because it's like the only one that's... Well, no. It's one of the very few that are not based on like a household name, so they can't just coast on the character recognition.
Yeah.
Because while we do like Cassian Andor, it's not like, oh, it's a Cassian Andor show, well, I have to watch it.
Yeah.
Which it kind of is with like Ahsoka or Lando.
I feel like because there's less expectations of what the story should have, it means they can do more things. They're not constrained, really. I mean, obviously the character dies.
Yeah, they can't kill him, but they can't really kill the main character of anything that isn't Rogue One. Because Rogue One's whole deal was everyone dies. I don't think they're going to kill the main character of anything else.
They're not gonna kill off Ahsoka in the Ahsoka show, are they?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because I feel like they could mess up the Kenobi one quite big, and I guess the Ahsoka one too.
Yeah, especially since Hayden Christensen and Vader are in it.
Yeah, it's gonna be quite strange.
There's a lot that can, at the very least, make people angry.
Yeah, I've got faith that it's going to be good, and I'm excited for it all, but we'll have to wait and see.
Indeed, we will. And the Ahsoka one, actually, that one probably might be good, because even though it's a fan favorite character, it's not like she's not mainstream yet, so they probably will have to like make this like the best thing that Ahsoka's been in.
Yeah, unless it just turns out to just be too fan servicey.
That is also...
Or they just make her character really not the same.
I mean, she is older, so her character would be a bit different, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably the one that people might have the most backlash against.
Yeah.
Which I hope doesn't end up being the case.
And I feel like a lot of people will say that the Rangers one will probably be boring. I reckon that's my prediction.
That one probably might have... Why do you think so?
I don't know. I just feel like some people would just like accuse it of that. You know, like some sort of westerny traveling around, doing all the kind of stuff.
Oh, kind of like Mandalorian Season 1.
Yeah. But I don't know what the main story would be.
Well, it's whatever Trappled Wolf is doing, I guess.
Yeah. I don't want it to take away the bits of the Mandalorian that involve like Imperial Remnant and traveling around the galaxy, if that makes sense.
I don't think it will. I don't think it will, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, that's the word of the day.
That is the phrase of the day. It might also get some backlash if Gina Carano does end up being in it.
If she's the main character, yeah, it's going to get a lot of backlash.
At least from what I think it was Star Wars Explained said, this is probably going to be like a sobriety cast. What? Like a big cast. What do you call that?
Castian Andor.
Whoa. No, what I meant to say was an ensemble cast.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Which could include Cara Dune, or is it Cara Dune?
Whoa, is it Dune or June?
Or Dooku.
Cara Dooku.
Imagine. Also, her full name is Cara Cynthia. One word.
Is that a joke?
No.
Huh.
Carson Teva could be in there, but also, like, you know, probably more like young, hot stars. And by hot, I mean, like, you know,
a lava creature.
Clout. Yes. Like lava creatures as featured in the final arc of the previous run of Star Wars comic.
And the Fires of Pompeii Doctor Who episode.
Indeed. First time bloody David... I keep calling
Peter
him David
Capaldi.
Capaldi. Or David McCavity, even.
There's Peter Capaldi. Wait.
Picaldi. Oh no, Picaldi Rick.
Peter Capaldi.
Okay, we kind of really have to wrap it up because I have 2 minutes worth of recording left on my drive.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think that we have discussed quite a lot, and we're quite excited.
We are very excited. I hope that this is going to be a sign that we are able to make content that isn't just talking about something that we saw.
Yeah.
Guerrera.
Oh, God. Instead, we'll be discussing the news and things that we enjoy and want to talk about. So
yeah, and we might just be able to slot that whenever we want.
Yeah.
Or whenever we have to, anyway. I would just like to stress that this isn't taking place of our usual week's episode. We are still going to release our episode on this week's Mandalorian fairly soon. But seeing that this episode is almost 2 hours long by itself, it will take a couple days.
Yeah. I apologize for my rambling.
And so do I. I also apologize for Freddy's rambling. I was absolutely perfect and would change nothing about what I said.
Exactly.
If anything, I would splice in about 5 more minutes about talking about spaghetti.
More spaghetti. I heard none of the spaghetti talk.
It's very sad.
And on that
and you will hear none more, because on that note, I've been Vojta.
And I've been Freddy.
And this is a cool outro bit. See you next episode.
Bye now.
Long live the Empire.
You may fire when ready.